about the changes in Jonesboro and how all this has come in. And one of the things they hadn't talked about is the Airbnbs. They have some of the nicest townhouses that they lease out here as well. That has been such a big part of their success. But I think one of your biggest successes have gotten started is yet to really see just how far it's going to go. And we're going to talk a little bit about Porch 30. And folks, if you haven't been to Porch 30 yet, it is a place to go visit. It's like something Jonesboro's never had, they've never seen before. You feel like when you go into this place, you're stepping into Franklin, Tennessee, and seeing some of the new changes that's going over there. So tell us a little bit about how Porch 30 came along, how it inspired you, and what you see for the future of Porch 30.
Go for it.
So during COVID, Matt and I spent a lot of time on the front porch in the afternoons. We would have our Porch 30 post-work update meeting with a beer, and it just kind of became, since we couldn't be around our friends and we couldn't have people over, people did eventually start coming over and sitting in the grass in front of our front porch, and we'd spread out and hang out. And anyway, it just became, we started calling it Porch 30. And then Matt started talking about this area over here on the other side of the hotel, and kind of had this plan for this, food truck-like park. We go to Laughlin Yard in Memphis a lot, and we really like it. And we've been to Rail Garden in Memphis and really like it. And one day we were over there, and I said, it's a shame we don't have anything over in Jonesboro. And he said, well, let's build it. And I said, okay. So he started designing it like in his head. And now it's thriving. It's otherwise become known as Huntington Square, which is basically all the property.
Right.
Porch 30 is one of the food trucks that we happen to co-own with Brian and Sarah Nobles. But then there's other food vendors on site as well, including Burgos, which Matt owns. But there's Lolly Gourmet, and there's Campfire Pizza, and there's Don Bury Japanese street food, and we have plans for another expansion this year.
Yeah. And I think one thing that's nice is a lot of people think of Porch 30 and all that is, but it's really a family oriented as well. I mean, you said lollies as well. I mean, they make lollipops and ice cream. Or different ones of those things as well. But I know recently y'all kind of added something along the walls for kids to, I don't know if it's to draw on or do something on that part. So talk about how that's kind of family oriented as well, so people would know.
Well, I mean, we are a family, and we really don't go out or go anywhere without our two boys. And we wanted to create a place where families could go. They could bring their kids, their dogs. I wanted a place where kids could run and be kids and scream and play, and no one would stare at them, like they do when you go to a restaurant and one of them becomes unruly or, gets tired of sitting at the same table for an hour. And we really can't expect kids to do that and still, be well behaved at the end of it, right? So we just wanted a place where people could bring their dogs and their kids and have fun and enjoy the food and enjoy music. We have live music on the weekends, and we do have a liquor license, and we do serve alcohol, but we're very careful about that, and we close down at 9 o'clock at night. So it's not really an unruly crowd. It is very kid-friendly. And we do have kids' activities on site. We have games, and we have a chalk wall, and we have a little playground, and we're getting ready for an expansion, and that's going to include some more stuff for kids too.
Well, good deal. Well, folks, kind of gave you some idea of what they've been doing in Jonesboro and how they have changed, the course of Huntington, a whole different way of looking at it than we have in the past. I want to encourage each one of y'all, if you haven't got to Porch 30 and some of the other things, or if you're looking at having a party or venue, to consider the Glass Factory as well. And we'll have some pictures and some videos to post along with this. But thank y'all for tuning in. And once again, I want to thank Matt and Heather for allowing me the opportunity to visit. They're great friends of mine, but what they have done down in Jonesboro to change our community is absolutely incredible. Thanks a lot. Thank you too as well.